Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Just Another Talk. If you didn't know, there's a clip of Andrew Schulz, who is a comedian, very famous comedian, by the way, who was talking to Shits and Gigs, which are two gentlemen who do a podcast as well, and they talk about all kinds of things.
What's your black girlfriend if they just come in and start fighting?
Nah, bro. You guys don't know about the black girlfriend effect. She just...
Wait, what is the black girlfriend effect?
Oh, you don't know about
this? Glow up the other culture.
Yeah, so you'll see a guy who's had a black girlfriend, all of a sudden he's got buzz cut, like clean shape up.
Glows
up, bro.
I like that.
Glows the fuck up.
They shave their hair because they start losing it. Because they're so stressed being around this black girl complaining about shit all the fucking time. That's why they gotta shave their hair.
Nah, bro. White guys with black girlfriends,
they grow a beard because there's more cushion when they get slapped the fuck out of.
That's hilarious.
I think the black girlfriend effect. It might be a protective instinct, bro.
You think?
Protective.
Yeah. Do you guys have you ever had black girlfriends?
Yeah.
Have you ever had white girls?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. What's your favorite?
We love them all.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
We love them all.
Yeah.
That means white.
Yo, who gets...
That means white.
Hey, let me do the translation.
Kendrick fans, get him!
So as you can see, Andrew Schulz is talking shit. Now, if you've never watched Flagrant, that's all they do. They had Trump on, they talked hella shit. They had 50 on just recently talking hella shit. They've had RFK on, Vivek Ramaswamy, and they do the same exact thing. They talk hella shit. That's what they do. Andrew is a comedian that roasts people. That is literally his skit. Everywhere he goes, that's all he does. He's talked about the craziest things from Diddy all the way to Trump and Kamala, even being on Kamala's side at one point, then to flip-flopping towards Trump. So again, he's had multiple angles on multiple things, and I just find it interesting on how many people reacted to this video and to what he said about Kendrick and are taking it to another fucking level.
When a motherfucker like that tries to use that as an excuse to disrespect black people, we gotta draw the line somewhere, dog. That's all I'm saying. He's using niggas as an excuse to disrespect niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy to me. And then the dude sitting in there with him when he's doing it, just like when are we, I don't know how we sit by and support some shit like that. You know what I mean?
Like talking about buck breaking and talking about how, he can't talk about this kind of stuff. He's being racist. He's this, he's that. It's like...
When people get upset, and that was a common, question that I saw floating around when people were like, why are people more upset with Shits and Gigs and not Andrew? People who are idiots and people who have racist ideologies, it's no point in trying to get upset with them and trying to change their thinking and directing any of that energy towards them, because they're going to be racist and idiotic regardless. So what is that going to do or change?
I don't know the man. I don't know the man's heart, but I've watched plenty of his specials. I've watched his overall comedy. I've watched a good part of his journey, and I've always thought he was fucking hilarious. Now, for me, I think self-deprecating humor and humor that makes fun of certain plights, or really just about any plight, is hilarious because there's some truth to it. I think the stereotype of black women being extremely masculine, I don't think that it's necessarily every black woman. I've met black women who are feminine, soft, just catering to their man. I've also met black women who act like a man. So for there to be this level of upsetness, if that's even a fucking word, but because a white comedian said these things is utterly and totally ridiculous. I think we've gotten to the point in time where we're just looking for things to be mad at because this is a non-starter. The dude is a comedian, and he's a roast comedian at that. That's what the fuck he does. He makes fun of people.
Here's the thing that I don't agree with you guys on. The thing about it is, Andrew Schulz sits next to Charlamagne and they speak about hip hop, right? And while, the joke may be just a joke, you're a comedian, but what I do is I hate when people who are not a part of our culture end up coming into our culture and then their true feelings start to come out.
We don't know that. I'm sorry.
Hold on. Because he started to say about how black men or how rappers treat their women, right? That means you knew this and you felt this way. You knew this and you felt this way. You sitting next to Charlamagne and
he's
you
been
acting
saying
like
that on the show.
Huh?
He's been saying this on the show.
Well, I don't watch him, so I don't know if he's been saying
the same sentiment for years.
So he's saying what? That black men or rappers beat their women? So
he's had the same take forever.
If you guys do it, I can do it. No, nigga, you can't do it.
And that's the overall gist.
No, you can't. You think you can't do it because you think the Jewish people gonna allow us to talk or make jokes about anything pertaining to Jewish culture or what they went through? No, they're not. They're not. You're offended, you get canceled. So we're not gonna let this guy. We're not gonna let this guy sit down there and then say, okay, it's a joke. I'd rather him address Kendrick Lamar and make jokes based on that. But when you start addressing hip hop and what hip hop has did to the black woman and how we have not protected the black women and start quoting quotes and shit like that, then nigga, you spitting in our face.
You think the Jewish people would let you make fun of what they went through? First off, buddy, the shit that's talked in rap songs and the way that our black women are talked about, as well as the way they self-sexualize themselves, is not something we were put through. It's something we put ourselves through. I'm a prime example of that shit. I don't subscribe to this level of black culture. I don't hang my pants halfway down my ass. I'm not nigga this, nigga that every fucking 30 seconds, right? I have my own locker room talk with my boys and we do our things, but we are all educated young men pursuing what you would like to call is the American dream, trying to operate within the scheme of things. But this guy really has the audacity to sit here and say, oh, so you're claiming that rappers beat their women and do this and do that? You can't say that about us. That's black culture. That's what we are. Like, that's how I took that. That's the dumbest take I've seen on the internet in a while. And I've watched a lot of dumb takes. I don't see how we're really gonna sit here and try to defend a culture that does nothing but degrade us, period. I'm confused because everything that black culture is putting fucking rims on everything. You know, making a little bit of money and spending it all, being flashy, talking about having Gucci and Prada and all this other bullshit that leads to nothing. It doesn't lead to progression of our own culture. It doesn't lead to the younger generation learning something from us and being better. It doesn't lead to any of that. Now, I'm also of the sentiment that you can be upset at what he said and not like what he said, but to try to angle this in a way where this man is racist, my main issue is the fake outrage or the selective outrage that there is for this situation. Y'all want to be mad? Why don't we be mad about the status of our culture? Why aren't y'all mad about how, you know, everything we do has to be somewhat ghetto or has to be positioned in a light that's like raunchy and disgusting? Like, why? We don't have any rappers talking about some real shit. I mean, let me rephrase that. We have very select rappers talking about positive shit. And even the ones talking about positive shit, guess what happens to them? They get run out of fucking town. They're hot for 1 or 2 years and then they're done. This thought process of like, oh, well, you're talking about black culture in a format that is not okay because you're stereotyping our women. I want to show you guys the video of what Andrew Schulz said about Kendrick Lamar in case you haven't seen it. Roll the clip.
Yeah! Listen, we got beef. We got beef. Finally, we got a beef worth responding to.
Finally.
All these little peons on the internet talking shit. I don't give them no love, but this guy right here.
What happened?
What do you mean, what happened? Have you not, been listening to music lately?
I've heard some.
There's a pretty big thing going on.
Huh?
Yeah, between Kendrick Lamar.
Laws were written.
Laws were written.
Laws were written.
I don't like him pretending he doesn't know what the fuck's going on with his little milk mustache. It's just been pissing me off. Okay?
Was it on there?
Now listen, guys, we gotta take this seriously.
Yeah.
Listen, rappers are telling comedians we need to be more respectful to women, so we gotta sit back and reflect.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
They're the most pious group.
Listen, nobody has respected women more. Through art.
Yes.
Than rappers, okay?
Absolutely.
So I completely understand how a rapper could look at a comedian telling a joke and be like, yo, y'all need to switch that shit up.
Yeah.
How dare y'all keep saying your wives are annoying? Be more like us and, bitches ain't nothing but hoes and tricks. I beat my bitch with a stick, what? You can lick on the nuts or suck the dick. I beat my bitch with a stick, what?
Did you just think of that?
That's a real lyric.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's a real lyric from music that protects women. And for decades protects women. And listen, right now the guy on top, Kung Fu Kenny.
He is the guy on top.
He is making sure that comedians, he put a law in.
Yeah.
He put a law in place. All right, let's see the exact line, okay? Don't let no white comedian talk about no black woman, that's law. Now, technically speaking, if we're going off of grammatic English,
Okay.
he is saying, I can talk about black women, and that is law.
Don't let no white comedian talk about no black
So
woman.
he's basically saying all white comedians
Are only allowed to
talk about black women.
exclusively.
That's what I'm talking about, Kendrick.
We're back.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's a law.
Finally, he understands
It's a law.
Now I understand why he's doing a comedy with the South Park creators.
That makes
Because
sense.
he appreciates white comedians that make fun of black people.
There you go.
And they've done that brilliantly for decades.
Yeah, that's true.
And he would never want to, break one of his own laws.
No, that's true.
I mean, didn't they have a character called Token Rogan on the South Park show?
Yeah, they do.
Which I'm sure Kendrick is a big fan of.
That's true.
He must be a big fan if he's
true.
going to do a comedy with them. I mean, we can look that up. Apparently, he has a comedy coming out.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fact.
But Al, you're getting groomed right now. We need to ungroom you.
Yeah, you are getting
We need to
groomed.
ungroom you right now.
Let's see.
Okay?
Let's see.
I mean that, listen, because he sent people, he said, slide on. What he said, slide on, where's the line? Where's the line? He goes, let me get it. I'm so old I had to squint my eyes. And that was not a racist joke. Okay, the N-words that coon, the N-words that being groomed, slide on both of them. Whoa, that seems like a call to violence.
It does.
Why would he call to, if he's about protecting black people, why would the call to violence be towards the black dudes, not the white guy making the joke?
Well, you gotta understand.
What?
Well, no. You gotta understand.
Because I snitch, I cooperate, I tell.
Litigation.
Okay? You go squabble up in a jail cell. Here's the thing. This is the thing that is kind of funny about it. Is like, first of all, Kendrick's people and the gang affiliate, everybody, his security, they will kill me. They will destroy me. They'll find me in the street. They'll fucking cut me up. They'll shoot me. They'll do whatever. I'm not a tough guy. Y'all would do. But just Kendrick, I would make love to him, and there's nothing he could do about it. Just Kendrick Lamar, I would make love to him, and the only thing that he could do is decide if it's consensual or not. That's the only thing he could do. If it's me and Kendrick, this is about physics. It's about physics. I don't even know if I'll get hard. But if we're in a cell, there's a chance that if we're in a cell and we're bored and we done tattooing each other, whatever you do in the cell, and we ran out of board games and we did all the other things, we cleaned everything, and I'm like, man, I might as well fuck you. There's nothing he could physically do to stop that besides put his legs in the air and choose a position. Maybe I'll let him choose a position.
Why are you pulling this picture up, Mark? Why are you doing this?
Put up that picture of him and Travis Kelce's girl. Look at that shit.
Oh my God, dude, that's unbelievable.
Yo, I'll be honest. I would go so far as to say I don't think he could stop most people on the planet from having sex with him.
Yeah. I don't care how many times I watch that. That shit is hilarious. The other part of this is there's been plenty of people online, and I'm not going to play the clips. You guys can find them, saying, oh, this isn't cool. He's talking about buck breaking. Do you understand what buck breaking is? And all this other shit. It's like, oh my God. So let me get this straight. A comedian makes a joke because he feels like somebody had come at him, and immediately we go to racism and we go to, oh, he means buck breaking. I think this is a perfect example of people not understanding his joke, right? And I'm going to break it down. First and foremost, I don't think it's buck breaking. I really don't. I don't think that's what he is aiming for. I think that the reason Schulz took this perspective is because of everything going on with Diddy and just the things you've been hearing about the rap culture overall and hip hop music and how, I heard this shit back in the day when I was coming up, when I was growing up, that the industry was, a bunch of booty goons. Judging by the Diddy allegations and all the shit that's coming out, I think you would understand, like, hold on a second, there is some kind of, homosexual shit going on. And this joke has multiple levels. It's not just making sweet love, but it's the fact that the hip hop culture overall has this tendency of being extremely homophobic, right? And extremely like, nah, that's gay, or no homo, or pause, every other word. You can't deny that in hip hop you have this level of thought process. Schulz used this opportunity to not just attack that line of thinking, but also using the Diddy situation. He also added, if we were in a jail cell, which speaks to, I think, the fact that we make up 13% of the population, whatever the percentage is of the population, but we commit over 50% of the crime or some ridiculous stat like that, right? I think that that's another reason why he made the joke the way he did. I'm not necessarily trying to defend Andrew and say that, oh, he didn't do anything wrong or there's nothing bad about what he said. Some people think it's distasteful. Some people don't like what he said or the way he said it, and they're connecting it to things that have happened to black people a very long time ago. What I don't understand is the level of outrage and how far people have gone to talk shit about this man. You can degrade yourself, but once someone else points out the degradation of the culture or the inability of a culture to have some semblance of law and order, you want to lose your shit? You guys can sit here and tell me that black culture has law and order. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't think that it's across every person who's black, because I'm black and I don't act certain ways. I don't do certain things, so I think that's fucking stupid. But I also can see how someone is upset when someone would speak upon them and say things about the culture that they feel aren't true. I can see that side of the coin as well. I just think that we need to take a step back and really be like, yo, what are you really mad about? Why are we not mad about our neighborhoods, our schools, our areas? Why are we not focusing on trying to be better and lift up the next generation? Why are we feeding into the music that we are feeding, and how, downhill the fucking music has gone from the 90s to now? Which, again, even in the 90s, I mean, they used to talk shit. The selective outrage for me is probably the biggest point. It's like, you could be mad about all kinds of shit, but you choose to be mad about this guy saying some jokes that, have some truth to it. They might not be completely true, and there might be some aspects of it that have been exaggerated. I'm not going to sit here and appease this bullshit. I want to also make sure that I'm extremely clear in what I'm saying, and so people don't misinterpret me, which they probably will, so I guess it doesn't matter if I try this or not. But I don't want people to think, oh, well, you think black women are the only ones who are ghetto or who are listening to this level of music. No, I think that there is a select part of the population that is low frequency, low vibration, and they're choosing to stay in this level because we live in the time of information. So it's really not that hard to go on YouTube or Google some shit and figure some stuff out and figure out that this is not the best course of action, but who choose to listen to this music and then emulate what they hear in the music and be about this. Now, I don't think that that's just a black culture thing. I think it doesn't matter what you look like. I've seen ghetto white people. I've seen ghetto black people. I want to hear what you guys think. If you disagree, jump in the comments. Let me know. If you agree, jump in the comments as well. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, the merch store is up. You already know. Go get yourself a t-shirt. Go get yourself a hat. Until next time.